Are you a Jesus-loving woman who overexercises and deprives herself of food, desperately trying to obtain a goal weight on the scale? And yet, at the same time, you strive to be a healthy version of yourself by eating well and feeling fit? Hi, I'm Andrea, and I was running on the same hamster wheel for over 20 years. My toxic body image and eating disorder stole my joy and self-respect. Thankfully, God was always with me, fighting my battles and blessing me with the grit to reclaim my life. I'm off the hamster wheel, but I see you still stuck in the cage, and I want to help free you too. Journey with me every week. I'll share personal stories, tools, mindset shifts, and the practical steps I took to heal my unhealthy relationship with food and exercise. I don't believe food and exercise are the problems. I believe they're part of the solution. Instead, I'll teach you how your mindset and faith are the keys to healing. Get ready to navigate your newfound path to healing. Get ready to reclaim your self-worth. Get ready to realign with your God-given identity. For in this identity is where you find true wellness and healing. When you are well, your gifts shine into the world. Shine on, babe. Let's do this. I'm Andrea Carroll, and this is Good Vanilla. Hey, pretty peeps. I'm quickly popping in here before we get rolling to communicate that I am not giving medical advice. I'm giving energetic, emotional, and mental support for women on their health journeys. I'm here because I care. I hope sharing my story will in some way help you on your unique path. Okay, let's dive in. Hey, how are you, friend? Thank you for hanging out with me today. I genuinely am so appreciative of having you here with me and tuning in and listening. And now I want to ask you a challenging question. Ready? What pieces of you are waiting to be rediscovered? Do you have any idea? What pieces of you are waiting to be rediscovered? And I'm being kind of tricky here because it's a trick question, because the pieces that I'm speaking of are more than likely things that you have lost sight of over the years. They are things that about you, like your personality, hopes and dreams, and just parts of you that make you you, that some way along the line when you were growing up, you kind of thought that those aspects of you had to be stuffed or just forgotten because maybe didn't fit with the type of person that you thought you had to be to fit in or be accepted or feel loved or be seen. And to kind of shine a light on this and to get your gears turning so that you can start to rediscover the pieces of you that truly make you you, and that once you can find them and you start doing them more often, those pieces of you bring you joy and happiness and peace and lightness, and you just feel good and alive and aligned in the world. Those are the pieces I'm talking about. So this is why that's a hard question, right? Great job if you had a few things come to the top of your mind, but more than likely, this is a process and this is going to take some time. But if you have been following my show for a while, if you have been following me on Instagram and the mini coaching sessions I've been doing on there, you are already putting in that work that is needed to get there. You are already a step ahead, and you're already building the awareness around your mindset and how it affects you and things that you need to be keeping an eye out for. So kudos to you. And if this is the first time you've listened, welcome. Go back and kind of peruse the episode titles to kind of see what I'm talking about here. And specifically, when you are healing, when you are recovering, and trying to change your relationship with your body, with food, with yourself, when you're trying to heal from an eating disorder, heal from body dysmorphia, stop the habit of the disordered eating, whatever it is, pinpointing those little pieces of you that make you you and that have been lost are where it's all at. Because here's the thing, once you find those pieces and you reconnect with those, those are the gifts, those are the blessings that God created you with. And those are your signs of like who you are, your contribution to the world, how you make the world a better place. To highlight, like I said, I'm going to share a personal story of mine so you can kind of see how buried these pieces can be, because I have a piece of me that was buried for so long, a part of my identity, a part of my purpose was buried for so long. I practically cried when I found that part of me again, and I just couldn't believe it. And then ironically, not ironically, but when I looked back over my life, I could see all the little scenarios, all these times in my life where this part of my identity tried to come out, tried to shine through. But I stuffed it. I denied it. I said, nope, don't have time for that. What is even the purpose of it? It's not even worth my time. And here it is. I am a writer. I am a writer. And I knew this when I was a child. I knew when I was a child. So when I was about in third grade, I remember sitting down in my dad's office and I came up with my first idea for my first book. And it was a novel. And it was going to be about this girl and her dog, because I love dogs. And actually a year after I came up with this idea, I actually got a dog that was just like this dog. But I came up with this idea, the story, and on the back of a notebook, I wrote out the blurb for the book. And I sat there and I remember the tingling feeling in my body, like just that excited energy, like, yes, this is it. This is great. And that's who I am. Fast forward through the years, I wrote here and there were so many instances where I was thinking that it would come to my mind without even being aware of it. Like, it would just come to me that, oh my gosh, I should write this. I could write that. Just randomly, I'd be washing the dishes and a song would come on the radio and it would make me think of something to write. And I remember telling myself, why? It felt really exciting right away. It felt so exciting. That initial gut reaction was excitement and fire. But then my logical brain, my self-doubt started saying, what's the purpose of that? What would you do with that? Why would you do that? You're way too busy. You don't have time to write. So you're right. So of course, so I stuffed that down. And keep in mind, all the while this was happening to me, so I had that dream, and then my low self-esteem and anxiety and depression, it snowballed into my eating disorder and some really dark places that I went through in my late teens, early 20s, different episode, different time, different place for talking about those things. But I stuffed it so far down, there was no hope for it to come up for air, or so I thought. About 3 years ago, I signed up for an online course with Kathy Heller. Her course was called Made to Do This. And Kathy Heller is a person that is all about getting people to see the light inside of them and to see their value and to put their thing out into the world and to do what makes them feel alive. Like being, like, just stopping living under the conformity of the world, of like the normal standards of our culture, and do the thing, like do the dang thing, she always says, and get it out there. Put your thing out into the world. And I signed up for this course thinking that, with the mindset that I was going to be starting a business. That was my goal. This was a 12-week course. About week 5 or 6, I felt so sick to my stomach because all of a sudden the inner child work that we did in those first weeks of her course and the work that we did after, that was setting up like what you would do to start making an offer in a business and how you get your offer out there and how you test your offer. All of a sudden I was thinking, oh my gosh, that inner childhood work, it kept pointing me back to the fact that I wanted to write, that I wanted to be a writer. And coincidentally, like the summer before, about a year or so before I took this course, I had this dream, like an actual dream, like sleeping dream, okay? I had this dream, and when I woke up, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, this needs to be there's a story here. There's a story here. There's a book here. And for about a year, I just kept playing around with the storyline and the plot and changing things, trading things in and out to see if, trying to create this story, like trying to actually get a story that I could start writing, okay? And I was at that point where I entered into Made to Do This, the program, and I was so inspired to take action, to take messy action on that part of me, that I had to stop the course. I couldn't keep going forward because I was all in on who I was. I was writing every day. I started writing the book. I started it, and I finished it. You guys, I've written a fiction novel. I have the first draft done and ready, and so now I'm going back and working on other drafts because my goal is to publish, and I have other stories set up along the same storyline. It would be like a series, but I cannot tell you how blindsided I was, how everything, my world was flipped upside down. I went into this thinking, okay, I'm going to somehow come up with this idea for a business, okay? And there was a story, this need for me to release this creative energy, this story that has been building up and just basically coming alive inside of me, and it had to come out. So I wrote it. I did that. And once I did that, I proved to myself, first of all, I rediscovered that piece of me, that identity that I am so aligned with, that I am a writer. I create words that impact people. I write things that make people feel deeply, deep emotional feelings. That's what I love to do. Okay? So I did that. And it gave me the confidence. And I showed myself that I have value, that I have worth, that there are things inside of me, and that it's possible. And that with God's help, I did things that I had no idea I was capable of doing. That I tried to talk myself out of for how many years prior? I would tell myself, don't do this. You can't do that. You don't have time for it. But guess what? You do, because you have time for yourself. You have time for yourself to reconnect with your identity, because that is who you were created to be. And things are just so much better when we act and live out of who we truly are. When we are aligned with our God-given identity. And now that I wrote that book, after I wrote that, then my other dream returned, a dream that I have had for a long time. Not as long as the writer, but a dream that I've had for a number of years was to start a business of impact. And that's what I've done with starting my online business of helping women, Christian women, heal from eating disorders and realign with their God-given identity. This is my mission, you guys. My mission of impact, of helping and serving others that are going through things that I went through. And I came through the other side. And now I want to turn and extend my hand to them. Extend my hand to you and say, how can I help you? I am here to listen. I am here to make you be seen, be heard, and be validated. And here we go. This is how I did this. I know I can help you too. Let's do this. None of this would have happened if I did not allow myself to pursue or be curious or question or wonder who the heck I was. And then go and explore and try and do things. And here is the piece that I feel is missing so much from the recovery space online. And unless you go to someone of faith or Christian belief, or markets advertising themselves as that, like in like an outpatient or inpatient for like eating disorders, the faith. When do you talk about Jesus? Do you talk about God there? Where is that? Because a wellness journey, a healing journey without a faith journey is incomplete. For me, it would not have happened if I did not have Jesus every single day walking with me and showing me the next step, in putting people in putting the people in my life that I needed, and putting the experiences. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's incredible when I look back. And someone would say, well, how did you do this? How are you successful? And I'd point up and say, because of Jesus, because of him. Because he was with me and I let him be. I accepted him. I asked him to come with me. Okay? So, when you are working so hard and you're so frustrated and you're so fed up with yourself and you're so upset and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, give yourself a break, give yourself some grace, and say, Jesus, help me. I'm here. I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's walk together. Okay? And once you do that, you are going to start to rediscover those pieces of you that make you you, because he's going to show you who you are. He's not just going to be like, all right, okay, here's a bunch of identities. I'm going to throw them down to you, and why don't you sort through them and pick and choose what you think, and maybe go try a few and see if they work, and if they don't, well, too bad. Maybe just go with the best one. I don't know. No, he knows who you are. You are known. You are fully known and loved by him. Nothing can separate you from his love. Nothing. So why do we separate? Why do we separate him out of our healing? Why do we separate Jesus out of our wellness, our health? It's not possible. For me, if you ask me, it's impossible. It's just not a thing. I'm not even going to go there. So that's why I started my business. That's why I started this. Ask yourself, what pieces of you need to be rediscovered? Because wow, what a packed question. Look at the opportunity there. From what I just shared with you, look at what happens when we go and we look and we're curious and we wonder. When we just allow ourselves to wonder. Those are the pieces of the puzzle, my friend. That is something that is more than likely missing from your healing journey and your recovery. I hope this was super helpful. I hope this provided you with so much value. If it does, please, please, so much, share this with someone that needs this message. And if you can, please review of my show and leave a review. Rate and review it, please, because that way that increases the chances of my show getting put in front of other people that need this message too. And I have so much support for you guys. Follow me on Instagram. My handle is in the show notes below. So go there. I have some free resources for you there. You guys, I just want to wrap my arms around you, scoop you all in and say, it's going to be okay. We can do this. We got this, okay? And you know why? Because we got the big guy on our side. The king of the world is on your side. And if he is for you, friend, who can be against you, right? Nothing. Nothing wins. He is defeated at all, and he can defeat this too. So get curious. Go be adventurous and explore and wonder what pieces of you are waiting for you to rediscover them. All right, friend, you have a great rest of your week. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Psst. Hey, girl, I got to tell you something. Did you know your eating disorder is keeping secrets from you? Yeah, it's a total butthead. But don't worry, I'm here for you. In fact, created a freebie for you to download. It's the 4 secrets your eating disorder doesn't want you to know. And these are 4 things that I wish I would have known years ago, back when I felt like I just could not get my head above the water no matter how hard I tried. I felt like wave after wave was crashing on me. These are the secrets that have really set me free, knowing these truths about myself. And they are things your eating disorder is trying to keep from you so it can keep control over you. Don't stay in the dark, friend. The link is in the show notes. Go download it now. Hey there, beautiful. Do you feel like every step forward in your healing journey, you are met with setback after setback? It's like it doesn't matter how much effort you put into feeling better about your body, feeling better about your relationship with food. It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever you are trying to heal in your life, do you feel like the work you are putting in is constantly being erased by a trigger? Well, I hear you. I'm seeing all the comments online about people trying to heal their relationship with their body and with food, and it seems like triggers are something that are relentless in your life. They will not give up their grip on you. Here's the thing. Triggers are not going away, but there's something you can do about it. You have the tools, you have the capability within you to fight back. And to help you do this, I created a little workbook, a free download for you to get right now and start working on fighting back against your triggers. It's my 3-step process to tame your triggers. I walk you through, there are journal prompts in the workbook that walks you through exactly what you need to do to set up your own plan so that you are prepared the next time a trigger strikes. Friend, take back your life. Take back the control. Don't let triggers have control over you. The link for the download is in the show notes. Go download it now and take the first step to defending your life and defending your well-being. You got this, friend. Hey there, lovely souls. It means the world to me that you took time out of your busy schedule to come and hang out with me today. But here's the thing. You made time for yourself also. You put your self-worth and your mental wellness first by listening. Did you know that you can help me spread my message to others that so desperately need it? Hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Rate and review my show. And hey, I want to hang out with you more. Come over on Instagram, follow me at Andrea_Caro, and send me a message. Tell me how you're doing. I want to get to know you. I can't wait to hear from you. And until then, shine on, babes.